They're gonna clean up your looks with all the lies in the books to make a citizen out of you. Because they sleep with a gun and keep an eye on you, son, so they can watch all the things you do. Because the drugs never work, they gonna give you a smirk, cause they got methods of keeping you clean. They gonna rip up your heads, your aspirations to shreds. Another cog in the murder machine. For about 4 years I've hated this town. Yeah, so much I just wanna get out. Since graduation was long ago, please somebody get me out of this hole. Cause I don't want to get stuck in here when I am 34, just talking about high school years. No, I don't wanna be there, and I feel so stuck right here, back and forth, side to side, oh my dear.
Did you ever feel like an alien when you first entered college? Did you have a hard time coping up with suddenly tantamount schoolwork? Did you feel bewildered with the people around you? If you answered yes to all those questions, then you're probably experiencing culture shock. Excuse me? Excuse me? Can I ask you something?
Oh, yeah.
What is culture shock for you?
Oh, culture shock?
Yeah?
Culture shock for me, it is a shock or a phenomenon in which I get shocked, I get shocked from the environment. For example, I for myself went to an environment in which I am not familiar with. Of course, I'd get shocked, from their tradition, from their beliefs, from their characteristics. Of course, it's not normal, Of course, from a sudden change, of course, the normal reaction would be you'd get shocked, right? So that's culture shock for me. Mm-hmm. So that's all. Is that all?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Excuse me? Can I ask you something? What is culture shock for you?
For me, culture shock is the inability of a person to adapt to the philosophies and beliefs of other people immediately.
Thank you. Excuse me, can I ask you something?
Yes.
What is culture shock for you?
Culture shock for me is like having a hard time adapting to a new culture, tradition, and
that all?
Yes.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Culture shock is a malady which afflicts most of us to some degree. We might almost call it as an occupational disease of many people who have been suddenly transplanted abroad.
Culture shock is precipitated by the anxiety that results from losing all familiar signs and symbols of social intercourse. These signs are the 1,001 ways in which we orient ourselves to the situations of daily life.
When to shake hands and what to say when you meet people. When and how to give tips. How to make purchases. When to accept and to refuse invitations. When to take statements seriously and when not.
All of us depend for our peace of mind and our efficiency on hundreds of these cues, most of which are unconsciously learned. When an individual enters a strange culture, all or most of these familiar cues are removed. He or she is like a fish out of water. No matter how broad-minded or full of goodwill he may be, a series of props have been knocked from under him. This is followed by a feeling of frustration and anxiety. People react to the frustration in much the same way. First, they reject the environment which causes the discomfort.
Another phase of culture shock is regression. The home environment suddenly assumes a tremendous importance. Everything becomes irrationally glorified. All difficulties and problems are forgotten, and only the good things back home are remembered.
College is an exciting time, but many students find themselves struggling with the transition and responsibilities that come along with it. It's important for freshmen to understand how college is different from high school, as well as what is expected from them as students.
Adjustment is a harsh certainty when entering college. We will go through a period of adjustment that might be discouraging at first.
However, you will learn about your new environment, gain experiences that encourage familiarity and comfort, and ultimately learn to thrive. Take a moment to realize right now that your transition to college will most likely begin in panic, and you will make slow steps towards mastery.
The aim is to lessen the shock of your new environment and expedite your process of mastery.
Classes meet every day.
Classes meet only once or twice a week.
Teacher-student contact is closer and more frequent.
Teacher-student contact is less frequent.
Teachers pay close attention to whether or not students do their assignments.
Teachers expect students to do their assignments.
Majority of work is done in school with a couple hours of homework each night.
Majority of work is done at home with only a few hours of in-class time per week.
Students can depend on others to help them make decisions.
Students have to be independent and to rely more on themselves in making decisions.
The confines of classroom and school offer less opportunity for distractions.
There is an opportunity for more distractions since students have more free time.
Students are more restricted by parents.
Students have more freedom but will need to take responsibility for their own actions.
Parents easily discover if their child are in a difficult situation.
Students have the opportunity to continuously reinvent themselves, meet new people, and develop their interests, leaving parents unaware of difficult situations.